The game and the players have changed over time. As the rules have changed and the league has become more competitive, popular, and prosperous, most players are bigger and stronger, particularly offensive and defensive linemen whose size and weight surpass the average man's, and players are more specialized by position with physical attributes and customized training rituals unique to their roles. To talk about head injuries, concussions, and helmet-to-helmet hits, which has attracted significant league and media attention as of late, the NFL has been on a long march during the Super Bowl era to protect its players. Tough, physical, and downright intimidating. If you got the ball in your hands as number 55 barrels down on you, it's a wrap. Burfict's latest suspension cost him the final 12 games of his last season of 2019. If he gets another chance, one of the most notorious players of his era knows this next illegal hit may be his very last. At age 30, after 8 NFL seasons and over $4 million in fines and salary loss due to suspensions and mostly violating player safety rules, can Burfict be the same relentless presence without getting in trouble? There are plenty of reasons for teams to be skeptical that things will really be different this time. The over-the-top antics from his younger days with the Bengals leading to fines for striking an opponent in the groin, ankle twisting, leg stomping, and numerous fouls for unsportsmanlike conduct, amongst other things. He was 4 games into his first season with the Oakland Raiders until a helmet-to-helmet hit on Colts tight end Jack Doyle in Week 4 led to Burfict's unprecedented suspension. Burfict would be good in any other era except current, more specifically the 70s. Reggie Bush. There were moments during his pro career that reminded fans of those glory days with the Trojans, but his game never fully translated to the highest level. He rushed for more than 1,000 yards just twice in his stints with the Saints, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, and 49ers. Injuries were a factor for his career. He appeared in only 16 regular season games, only twice in his 11 NFL seasons. He was a dual threat star who tallied 9,088 yards from scrimmage and 54 touchdowns. He added 4 more touchdowns as one of the league's most dangerous punt returners during his first handful of years. He was also part of the Saints team that won Super Bowl 44, but Bush's time in the NFL didn't end well. He may have not made the franchise-changing impact he was expected when he was drafted, but he was a valuable asset for most of his time in the league. Electrifying offensive weapon in high school, and having put those skills on full display in college, he became the 2nd overall pick of the Saints in 2006. There may not be a position that has a shorter lifespan than that of an NFL running back. In today's game, the idea of a single running back taking the large majority of the carries is almost entirely dead, with coaches moving towards multi-back systems as both as a tactical means of outsmarting an opponent, as well as a simple way of keeping the ball carrier fresh. This was not so much the case in the 90s. An era of NFL running backs getting at least 30 plus carries a game is now behind us. Names like Barry Sanders, Marshall Faulk, Thurman Thomas, Terrell Davis, and Ricky Watters, Reggie Bush would have thrived as well. Going on 5 years ago, Cam Chancellor was considered amongst the NFL's best players. A 6'4", 239-pound strong safety and a cornerstone of the Seahawks' Legion of Boom defense, he had made 4 Pro Bowls and helped the Seahawks win Super Bowl 48 following the 2013 season, a game in which he had 10 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and an interception. Cam was a 2-star recruit in high school and a 5th-round draft pick in the 2010 NFL Draft. He exceeded expectations in the pros. The 4-time Pro Bowler had signed a 3-year, $36 million deal with Seattle just months before sustaining a season-ending neck injury against Arizona in 2017. Cam finished his career with 2 second-team All-Pro selections. He was one of the last vestiges of the Legion of Boom, the Seahawks' secondary crew that led them to back-to-back Super Bowls. I think he would have been a perfect fit to play in the 80s, seeing how he played similar to Ronnie Lott. With Cam being bigger in that time, he could have been hell. Ndamukong Suh has had a wildly successful NFL career since coming into the league as the number 2 overall pick in 2010. He's been a force on the defensive line wherever he's gone. His play in Detroit got him a monstrous 6-year, $114 million deal with the Dolphins that made him the highest paid non-quarterback in the league a couple years ago. Suh's rookie deal covered 5 years through the 2014 NFL season. Upon completing that contract and hitting unrestricted free agency, Suh signed a 6-year contract with the Miami Dolphins that extended him through the 2020 season. After 3 seasons with the Dolphins, he was released in the spring of 2018. He signed a 1-year contract with the upcoming season of the Los Angeles Rams. Suh has done good on his lofty draft status over the course of 11 productive seasons. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler and has also been named first-team All-Pro 3 times. He has also helped 2 teams make it to the Super Bowl in the last 3 years, as he was the starter for the 2018 Los Angeles Rams team that lost to the Tom Brady New England Patriots in Super Bowl 53. Unsurprisingly, he was named to the NFL's All-Decade Team of the 2010s. Suh had another strong season in his second year as a Buccaneer in 2020, as evidenced by the fact that the team maintained its #1 ranking in rush defense even after running mate Vita Vea was lost to an ankle fracture in Week 5. He also contributed to 6 sacks, his highest season total since 2015. Early 2000s would have been nice to see another defensive tackle dominate the way Warren Sapp did. When a defensive tackle is able to get after the quarterback and create pressure, that's the defense you want to watch. Ndamukong Suh has been one of the premier defensive tackles in the NFL for the entirety of his career. He was a Bull, considered a dirty player earlier on in his career, so that really would have had folks asking the question, who's better, Sapp or Suh? The all-time leading receiver in Steelers franchise history, Hines Ward finished his NFL career with 1,000 receptions for 12,083 yards and 85 touchdowns in 14 seasons. Anyone who saw Hines Ward play knows he was more than a receiver. He was one of the game's most effective blockers. He made the big catches too. He could run, and if necessary, he could throw a pass. Plus, he was always there, only missing 7 games in his NFL career. He played a key role of the 2005 Steelers. They were magical that year. Ward was a mostly tool receiver, and he was responsible for many electric plays. Hines Ward, in comparison, is not the best receiver statistically in every receiving category. Yet, aside from that, he has better stats than about half the receivers in the Hall of Fame in several categories. The statistics aside, Hines Ward is regarded as one of the best blockers at the wide receiver position ever. Adding credence to this is the fact that the NFL rewrote its blocking rules. He was also a 4-time Pro Bowl selection from 2001 to 2004. He also had a streak of 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, but you probably won't hear how good he actually was playing in an era stacked with wide receiver talent. Names like Marvin Harrison, Terrell Owens, Chad Johnson, Andre Johnson, Calvin Johnson, the list doesn't end there. Just too many great wide receivers during his time in the league. Hines Ward would be nice in the 90s. With his production during his time in the league will already make him a top wide receiver. He was physical with a nice size and all. Could have definitely made more of a mark in NFL history. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. More original content coming soon. Stay on the lookout for the next video, and I'll catch y'all next time.